Hey guys, it's Fee with a different background. So, if you can't tell I'm in the hospital, I will explain why in a minute. I am here with my last pregnancy update. I'm sure that probably has your fully and undivided attention. Yeah. So, before I go any further, this is going to be a pretty raw upload. I have nothing with me to edit this video. Hopefully I don't stumble over my words, because if I do, you're going to get it all. So, yeah, that's about it. And hopefully I'll be able to get this uploaded in the first place. I'm recording this in hopes that I will be able to get it up to you. The Wi-Fi here is okay, but I'm sure it's going to be slow. So, onward. I owe you a 33-week update. I am currently 34 weeks and 1 day. And I actually was not going to do a 33-week update because the whole week was pretty uneventful until I got to my weekly appointment at my doctor's office, which was on should have looked this up. It was on Tuesday, September 8th. It was late. It was late in the day, and I was scheduled for an NST, a non-stress test, and just a regular checkup. The NST went okay. Baby DJ doesn't always like cooperating, but if you put the monitors on long enough, he starts punching at him. He'll punch him, he'll wiggle a little bit, roll away, take a nap, wash, rinse, repeat. But he gives them what they need. So that part was fine. But then they went to go check my urine, and I was spilling protein, something fierce, apparently. I believe they said it was +3, which I don't have a good number value of units to give you for that, but it's not good. It's not good. Then they took my blood pressure. And if you've been following, you know that my blood pressure has kind of jumped around a little bit, but for the most part it's been fine. They did do some testing about, I want to say 5 weeks ago, that all came up fine. But this time when they took my blood pressure, we had never seen numbers like this before. It was, I want to say it was 160 over 100. Now, yeah, that's I've never seen numbers that high on my blood pressure, at least. So the doctor checked me out, checked a couple other things, and I earned a trip to labor and delivery, which is where I am at now. They wanted to originally just do more monitoring on Tuesday night, but by the time I got here, the blood pressure had jumped up again to 182 over 101. It's actually not that big of a jump. Apparently they're more worried about the second number than the first one. The first one can be pretty easily changed just by being anxious and, anxiety ridden and that kind of thing. So they were expecting that. But when both of those numbers are high, they start to worry. And obviously, in general, that just was not a good number. So they said, yeah, you're not leaving. You're staying. And we're going to try and control this. Sorry about that. Kind of sinusy. If I had my editing, I would cut that out for you, but you're going to hear it all. Actually, let me grab some water. 1 second. A big old vat of hospital glass water. All right, so that night, they actually monitored me all night long for both blood pressure, and they had the monitors on my belly for the non-stress test, checking out DJ. DJ was doing great. He's still doing great. He kicks, and I think he punches, actually. The little round monitors that are on the belly, he hates them. He's constantly trying to move them. So they're actually happy with that. They can see that he's active. They see that he's good to go. He is doing well. Me, though, it took them all day Wednesday, yesterday, to get my blood pressure under control. It did finally get under control late last night. I'm currently down to 130-ish over 80-ish, in that range. It is stable, but it took numerous doses yesterday of a med. The name escapes me. It's got some long, obnoxious name. It's high blood pressure medicine. I believe I had to have 600 milligrams yesterday, which to me, that sounds like a lot, but apparently that's nowhere near the max dose of what they could go up to. Today I've had 200. I believe I get another 200 later tonight. So the blood pressure is under control. They had me do a 24-year analysis collection yesterday. Those results came back this morning. Protein is not good. I believe they said the unit of measurement that of the protein that was in there was like 1,200. They don't want it above 500, so not good. Past that, I don't have a lot of the other signs of preeclampsia, but they don't want to stick around and wait for them because the blood pressure spiked so quickly. Preeclampsia is something that when things start to hit, it does happen quickly and it can get dangerous really fast. As long as it's monitored and you got doctors in a hospital that knows what you're doing, you should be fairly safe. But if for some reason something goes unmonitored, they don't realize you have it, I don't know, you have less than subpar care, I don't know how you want to word that one, it can be deadly. It can shut down your organs, it can give you seizures, it can do all kinds of nasty things. And of course none of those are good for the baby either. Some of the other things that can cause is like a headache that won't go away. They keep asking me if I've got any pain, and I believe it's the left side upper of my chest. That would be where my liver has been pushed up to right now, so liver pain. And the last one is any kind of vision. Blurriness, if you get up and see spots. I don't have any of that so far. But yeah, they don't want to stick around and wait. So yesterday and today has been kind of a biding the time kind of thing because I am going to get induced. When it was going to happen, if it was going to happen, kind of was going, they were going back and forth on a day-by-day basis. Lately it was almost like an hour-by-hourly basis because they were trying to buy time. They gave me the first steroid injection to help with DJ's lungs yesterday at 11:30 in the morning. They wanted to get another one in me 24 hours later. This morning I did have that. And now the idea is to try and give that last one enough time to do its thing. And they have made the decision that I'm going to be induced tomorrow morning. So on, what is tomorrow? 9/11? Yes. I told some friends of mine already that if my body cooperates and it goes fairly quickly, maybe we'll have a better reason to remember 9/11 than the typical 9/11 stuff. So that'll be nice. But, okay, so the plan is, first of all, my cervix is not ready. I am 34 weeks. They have warned me that a lot of times trying to induce labor this early does not go well. But my doula has told me that she's not too worried, that generally pre-eclamptic mamas do okay because the body knows it's ill and it wants to get the baby out and essentially cooperate with the meds. So hopefully that is what will happen. They are going to give me something tonight called laminaria. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Essentially, it's seaweed rods. They put a number of seaweed rods and some wet gauze up in your hoo-ha lady parts. And they kind of work like tampons. They absorb everything that's up in there and they expand. And the concept is it helps open your cervix. They leave them in there overnight. Now, if I wasn't in the hospital, they've been known to give these to people and let them go home and come back the next day kind of thing. And when they take them out, if you're lucky, you might be 3 or 4 centimeters dilated before they even attempted to induce you. So hopefully that is the way that will work. I'm sure it'll probably be a little uncomfortable, kind of like having numerous tampons up there, but, that's the way it goes. All right, more water, hang on. can't really explain what's going on with my voice right now, but that's all right. So then Pitocin will start tomorrow morning. I don't have an exact time on when, but it is tomorrow morning. That's when it's happening. I will get transferred to a different labor room. And about that, you guys know that I have been pushing for the tub. I already know, and I found this out earlier, that, okay, even though this hospital does do water births, I've mentioned that before, the doctors I'm with do not do water births. That is all right. If I ever have a next time, I will keep it in mind. I never thought it would even be an option in a hospital. Otherwise, I would have looked into it in advance. So that being said, I was perfectly okay with that, but I was still hoping to have the option to do some of my labor in the water. While my doctors are okay with it, and currently right now one of the tub rooms is available. So I've mentioned before there's only like 5 tub rooms. There is an availability right now. The problem I have is the hospital, the rules of the labor and delivery section here may prevent me from getting a tub room because of the blood pressure issues. I may end up being, I don't want to say confined to the bed because they'll still let me move around on the bed and do different things with my doula, but what they're going to allow me to do beyond that, we'll see. I'm sure they're going to allow me to do like a labor ball that doesn't require me, walking laps or anything like that. But I guess the concept of getting in and out of a tub, the temperature of the water, any of that kind of stuff, it might be an issue because of the blood pressure, and I may be declined that room. So we'll find that out tomorrow. I may actually find that out tonight. I don't know. When they come to do the luminaria, I will, laminaria. I'll probably ask then, see what they say. So, what else? I kind of lost my train of thought now. That's the plan. It's been a crazy ride for 48 hours. I don't want to say I should have expected this, but it doesn't surprise me. Honestly, it doesn't. This whole journey has been a crazy ride. And this body of mine has made it interesting from the beginning, so it's going to get one last hurrah in. But I'm not worried. I'm in good hands. This is an amazing hospital. I'm very satisfied with my doctors. Very satisfied with my doula. A word on the doctors. You guys know there's 4 of them in the practice that I am with. And of course, I believe I mentioned that, there obviously one has to be on the bottom of my likes list. Not to say there's anything wrong with him, but you end up preferring others. And it just so happens that the 3 that I like more are the 3 that are all on call yesterday, today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So the one that I like least actually is not on call for this whole weekend. So small victories there. Other small victories. I did have 2 exams today. Whew, that's all I'm going to say about that. And they did confirm DJ is head down. We did do a quick little ultrasound. He is head down. I didn't ask for his other positioning, but I'm pretty sure he is facing to my right. My doula tells me that is a good thing because the baby's facing to the right. Most of the time turn the way they're supposed to. And when I say that, when they're born, you want their faces facing your back, because then the back of their little head is not pressing up against your spine. Back labor is never a good thing. So he does appear to be in the opportune position. So DJ did get the message. He did turn. He is head down, and we're all good there. Other things, there's a lot of ifs right now. There's a lot of ifs that I'm just trying to digest. Hopefully my body will cooperate with the induction, because if it doesn't, I am still very high risk for a C-section at this point. And, things have changed. The labor plan goes right out the window. Though I am still trying to get certain things off of it. Um, right now, the important part is that he gets here and he's healthy and he's safe. But I am going to admit, you know, C-section normally includes the possibility of the thing that scares Fee the most, and that is an epidural or a spinal. I really, really do not want one of those. I never had a chance to do a video for you guys on what my plan was and why, but the bottom line is I have a bad back, I have degenerative discs. L5 is what is known as a herniated and ruptured disc. It is ruptured right down the center. L4 is called a black disc, which means it is degenerative and just completely without hydration, so to speak. When they do an epidural or a spinal, normally they try to put it below, well below where your spinal cord terminates, which is around L2. So, you know, it's a little closer comfort in my mind. I know they've done it a zillion times. I know I would more than likely be perfectly safe, but it just scares the hell out of me. It does, and I can't help it. It is the number one reason why I took Hypnobabies classes, so that I could be doing this, or at least try to do this, without an epidural. That was my biggest thing. So, will it happen? I don't know. I mean, as it is, even without C-section, I have no idea what I'm capable of. But we're going to try, and I've surrounded myself with people that are good for what I am going to try and do, and we'll see what happens. You know, the more you learn, the farther you go, kind of thing. I have educated myself on this, and we'll see. But if a C-section happens, that's out of my control. I will have to decide whether or not I say, fine, do the epidural or the spinal. Or I say, no, do general anesthesia. The problem with general anesthesia is, if you go that route, nobody's allowed in the room. So I won't see anything. Donnie won't see anything. They do have a little room right outside of where the surgery would be that the baby would pass through. Donnie would be able to take a quick picture so that I could see when I wake up. He'd be able to touch little DJ. But more than likely, DJ is going to be ending up going to the NICU. They have told us that it would be very rare for him not to need some NICU time at 34 weeks. I'll get to that in a minute. So, there's a big toss-up there between epidural, my biggest fear, getting over it and just doing it, or general anesthesia. Because with the epidural, at least I'm awake. I'll be able to see him. Donnie will be able to see him. It's a big pro. It's a big pro and a big con with my issue with that thing going in my back. So I'm hoping I won't have to make that decision, but if I do have to make that decision, I've kind of warned them already that, you know, I'm going to want to talk to anesthesiologists. They're going to need to know that if I say, okay, let's do this, they're probably going to need 3 or 4 people to calm me down. Period. That's all that's to it. I'm woman enough to admit that I will be a train wreck. And I'm just going to need help. And they need to know it. So, that's that. Last thing, the NICU time. They did tell me that generally babies born at 34 weeks are good.
How you doing?
Oh, hey, I'm good. Hang on.
You sleeping?
Actually, I was recording a video.
Aww.
That's all right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just coming to check on you and get a blood pressure. How you feeling? Any headache? Epigastric
No.
pain?
Oh, that's good.
Good.
Still good so far.
Good.
Hopefully they go back up too much.
A little on the higher side.
Where are we at?
Oh, sorry. 160. Forget you can't see it. 164/79. So not terribly bad, but more than what we were at earlier.
I see more doses in my future.
We'll see. I think I'm gonna take like my own blood pressure with this. It goes up and then down like that. I want to try one more just to kind of see. Let your arm relax a little bit. Let's see if it's okay. Relax. Yesterday you were higher, like 182. Yeah. So it's not terrible. Just a little higher than what we were getting earlier. (143/71). So we'll take it again in 2 hours, and yeah. Sometimes, like if the cuff's on weird or something, it might be like a false reading. So that's why I always, it seems kind of, and how it inflated again.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure. So 143/71 is okay. So we'll take it again in 2 hours and kind of see where we're at then. But I'm not too concerned with that. All right. Can I get you anything right now, or
I'm good.
you're good? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so I don't know if I'll leave that in or not, or if I can figure out how to clip it out once I get this up on YouTube, because like I said, I don't have any editing software with me. By the way, I don't know if, I didn't look, I don't know if you could have seen her on here, or if you could hear her very well, but contrary, Mary, if you're watching this, she's like your doppelganger. First time she walked in here, I like did a double take. Anyhow, where was I? NICU time. So they've warned us, they said that at 34 weeks, it would be exceedingly rare for DJ to not need any time. There's not any concern about survival. It's that normally babies born around that time have some breathing issues. They have some issues with maintaining their own sugar levels, that kind of thing. And of course, they need to be monitored for at least a couple days, because once their little bodies are asked to do everything on their own, it could take, a day or two to show a sign of an issue that has to be tended to and helped. So we have that kind of hovering over our heads, where we're trying to just, accept that. If, we get a little miracle that doesn't need anything, then great. But chances are he's going to need NICU time. The average at this hospital, so that's including the ones that need lots of time and the ones that need only a little time, the average is 2 to 3 weeks for a baby at DJ's age. So we'll see. We'll see. The one thing I can say is this particular hospital has a level 3 NICU. They do their own NICU, and they do the NICU of, it's either 3 or 4 other hospitals that send their little ones that need help here, because their NICU here is just amazing. So I know he will be in good hands. That's definitely, you know, weight off the head. And the other thing is, of course, you know, I wanted delayed cord clamping. I wanted skin to skin. Those are some of the really important things that I wanted. I may still get the delayed cord clamping. My doctors are still all for it, even if I do end up with a C-section. Even if I do end up with, you know, some issues when he first comes out vaginally, whichever way that happens, they're still going to try and do delayed cord clamping as much as they can. They do believe that not only does it have great benefits, but they believe it has even greater benefits for preemies. So they are still going to try and do that. Depending on how he is, I may or may not get the skin to skin. While they're doing the delayed cord clamping, hopefully I'll at least be able to have him on my chest for that minute or two. And the reality is depending on how he's doing, they may have to take him away right away. So that is something that I have to get in my head now. It's a little sad, but, you know, at this point, I'm you know, we're going for small victories. As long as he's breathing okay, well enough for me to get that minute or two, that's great. That would be really, at this point, what I want. I've waited so long for that moment. If I can at least get even a minute before they have to take him away and give him the help he needs, then that's good. That is all I need. All I need and all I'm praying for at this point. So that's it. That's all I have for you. This is the last pregnancy update. The party starts tonight. Partially, the big Pitocin party starts tomorrow. And that's it. That's it. So I will update when I can after this. If you're attached to my Instagram or my Facebook, I will probably be able to put more up there before I get back on here. But I will eventually get back up on here. There's a lot of things that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do. Like, I was going to do a hospital bag. I was going to do a hospital bag vlog. The hospital bag never got packed. It was going to be done this weekend. So when this happened, I had to send poor Donnie with the best list I could think of home. He did a pretty amazing job. I'm sure he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He did not want to leave here, so I know that he was a little frazzled, but he did a good job. He grabbed everything that I put on there and a bunch of things that I forgot. So that vlog goes out the window. You're not going to get one of those. Somewhere down the road, you'll get a nursery tour. That, obviously, I was nowhere near prepared for this yet. But that's all right. That's all right. We're prepared enough. We're prepared enough. The little details can wait. And so you'll eventually get that. I'll definitely eventually get back on here, share the birth story. Hopefully we'll all be happy. And that's that. That's that. So it's going to be a while for me, but stay tuned. I will be back. And little miracle will be here. We've been chatting. We've been chatting for the last 2 days. Well, he's been kicking these monitors that have been on me like 24/7 lately. We've been chatting, and I've been telling him to, you know, use those steroids that they're giving him. Make sure he's breathing good and strong when he comes out, and these doctors will help him with the rest. Breathing, that's what's important. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully I will be able to get this up in a reasonable amount of time, but it might take forever because the Wi-Fi here is a little subpar. But, yeah. Thank you to all of you who have watched this journey up to this point. I'm very overwhelmed. We've had a lot of information thrown at us in the last 2 days. A lot of ifs that are up in the air, which I don't do well with. You'd think I'd be okay with that because this whole journey was ifs, but I guess I'm just not wired that way. And the fact that he is going to be here. He's going to be here this soon. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. This hospital, I put this on Facebook. Every time a baby's born, there's a little button in the hallway that the fathers get to press later on. Normally when you hear it, that means the baby was born like a couple hours prior. And it plays, someone told me what the name of it was, Brahms, I think, Brahms lullaby. Don't quote me on that, but it's that old-fashioned baby lullaby that everybody knows. And every time it goes off, I'm like a teary, sobby mess. I did get to hear my first screamer the first night I was here. And when I say screamer, I mean somebody was, whew, she sounded like somebody was killing her. And because I'm trying to do the Hypno Baby stuff, keep relaxed, and I'll be okay. Got to tell myself that, everybody's experience is different. Mine will be of a different experience. I will be all right. But I'm going to admit that it kind of freaked me out. It kind of freaked me out the first time I heard someone. But then you hear that song a couple hours later playing in all of the hallways of the hospital. It actually plays in the entire hospital. And that tells you that whoever that was screaming has her little bundle with her, and that is all that matters. That's all that matters. All right, I'm getting emotional, and I keep telling you I'm going to let you go, and then I keep talking. So that's it. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, all the support, all the love, watching this entire journey. We're finally here. All right, bye.